Hey warriors, and welcome to the War of Art. Today we're going to be talking about choosing your tribe. But before we go ahead and start, I want to acknowledge that Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, and as you can see, I am a huge Saints fan. So with that said, I'm not cheering for the Rams. And also, just in case anyone forgot, the Falcons threw a 25-point lead in their Super Bowl, so there's that. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about choosing your tribe. And there's a lot to say about how to support someone who's going through loss, like the loss of their child or a family member who's close. One of the first things I will tell somebody is that there's nothing that they can say, which is really, really hard for people because I think that naturally we want to be able to support the people that we love. We want to be there for the people that we love. We want to say the magic words that's going to make everything feel a little bit better. But the reality is that there are no magic words that will make it better for someone who's dealing with child loss. One of the things that I talk about a lot with my therapist and also with my grief group is that grief is like a wave. Some days you're fine and then the pain just kind of washes over you in waves and it just will hit out of nowhere. And I'll be extremely honest with you. There was no video last week because I was being hit by a really, really strong wave of grief that has lasted for about the last 2 weeks. So, I've been having a really, really hard time. And there's not many ways to describe it, and it's really hard. It's really hard to get up in the morning sometimes when you feel really sad and really lonely, and I'm super grateful for my husband because I don't know how I would get through it. But the reality is that you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel alone, you're gonna feel hurt, you're gonna feel angry and frustrated. And you know that no one's gonna really understand what you're going through unless they've gone through it too, which none of us who are dealing with this would ever wish that on anyone. But I think I've said before, the thing that has gotten me through has been the support of my friends and my family. And I don't think I would have gotten to where I am now without that. I'm grateful. Healing from grief is a really difficult, long, and winding road, and I don't think you can honestly make that trip alone. You have to have people who are around you to support you. I encounter people every day who want to be good members of my tribe, who want to be able to support me and to be there for me, and I know it's really difficult for them because they don't know what to say, they don't know what to do. So here are just a couple tips to help you to be a good member of the tribe. The number one thing that people say to me that I absolutely hate, that I promise you is not going to make anyone feel better, is having someone tell me that everything will be okay because I'm young and I can have more kids. Who thinks that that's a good thing to say to someone who is mourning the loss of their baby, right? But you'd be surprised at how often I hear it. I hear it all the time from various people, and it's meant to be a comfort. It's meant to say that, you know, you'll have your mommy moment again and you'll be able to be a mother and you'll heal. And I know that that's what it's supposed to mean, but when someone tells you that, all you hear is that you should have another baby so you can forget your kid that passed away. I don't want to forget Elijah. I don't want to hear, you're young, you'll have more kids. No, I want Elijah. And even though I know that that can't happen, hearing someone reduce him to a bad moment in my life is not helpful. It hurts. It hurts because regardless of the outcome of my life with Elijah, I'm blessed to have met him. I'm blessed to have had him in my life. And when you say that, it's kind of one of those things that makes you feel like you shouldn't be grateful for those moments, and you need to have other children so that you can get past it or get over it and you can forget. And I don't really want to forget Elijah at all. Another thing that I find happens with people, especially if I haven't seen them since Elijah passed away, is that they find a reason to try and tiptoe around the subject. I mean, it's a huge elephant in the room. It's not like we can't have the conversation, but I get told that they don't want to bring him up. They don't want to remind me of what happened and, oh, you know, you seem like you're in a good mood. I don't want to upset you. And the reality is that it's okay to ask me about him at any given moment, because I don't want to treat my son like he never existed. And when you do ignore that conversation, that's kind of what it feels like. And the reality is that Elijah is in my heart. He is etched on my soul. He is part of my very being. There's no way that I'm gonna go a moment without him on my mind or on my heart. So it's okay to ask. It's okay to show your support in that way. I promise I won't get upset. The best advice that I can give to anyone who is supporting a friend, a loved one, a family member who is dealing with loss and who is in pain is just be there. Just be there. Just sometimes sitting in the quiet and just letting them know that you're there for them is all that they really need. Just coming and sitting and staying is sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do for a friend, and I feel like everything else will come naturally. But right now, where I am and in my life, what matters to me is the people who have come into my life and have proven to me that they deserve to be there because they don't leave. That's what a tribe does. They lift each other up. They hold each other's hand. They support each other. And they don't leave. I'm so grateful for my tribe. I'm so grateful for the love and support that Elijah and I have received. And it's crazy because I think that as a parent, the thing you want most in the world is for your child to have an impact on this world, for him to do good things and to be a positive influence on the world. And I really feel like in 6 days, he accomplished that. Elijah did that in 6 days, something that I think in my 30-something years of life, I am still trying to figure out if I've accomplished. But he did. And I see that every day in my friends and their support and their love. Because I know that they are not just because they love me, but they're there because they love Elijah. Before we go, I'd like for all of you to take a moment and send love and prayers out to the family and friends of Leah LaBelle. She was a friend of mine who passed away last year on January 31st. And it's been a year without her, and while we weren't the closest of friends, she was an amazing person, an amazing singer, had a great heart, and honestly was one of the few people who really made me feel good whenever I was in her presence. So love and light to her family and friends as they continue to mourn the loss of Leah. Thanks, warriors. I'll see you next time.